What is up, guys? Premier out here. Welcome back to episode 4 now of the Watford career mode. I know I've mentioned it a few times, but please, if you haven't already voted down in the straw poll for the next career mode that you want me to do, it is neck and neck. You have got probably another 24 hours to vote before I close it, because I'm going to be starting recording for that second one over the weekend, and it will probably be out, first episode will be out Sunday or Monday, because I'm going out Saturday night and getting absolutely fucked up. Anyway, start this episode then. As always, I'm going to show you the training, but on to our first game then. We had Sheffield Wednesday away in the Capital One Cup. We played Brandt, Igalo and Berghuis, I think is how you pronounce his name, at right wing, and then Watson, Leitner and Neves as our midfield three. Aki, Britos, Prodl, Paredes and Gomez in goal. Now, even though we're on Legendary and even though this is Watford, we've started fairly well in the Premier League. You know, we've had a couple of wins, and so, you know, playing Sheffield Wednesday away, even with a rotated side, I was confident of picking up a win and going through into the next round. Because even with our rotated side, we had a couple of good players in this team, but they had a chance early on, and then here we go, Igalo and Leitner linking up fairly well, slipping through Leitner, but as you can see there, he was actually given offside, which is a little bit annoying, because it was a good finish from the young lad. That would have been his debut goal, and he's come into the side, you know, played a couple of games now, and actually done really, really well. But anyway then, we had a couple more chances here. This time Igalo does actually give us the lead. It was an unbelievable finish. Him, Leitner. Leitner was playing at cam because, as I said, you know, he's a good little rotation option with Abdi, and also Diamanti can come in at cam as well. He slipped through Igalo, and I'm not sure why it skipped the celebration, but I'm pretty sure it may have come off the defender. That's why. But good finish into the top binners, chicken dinners, to give us the 1-0 lead anyway. And it was really weird because even though we were 1-0 up fairly early on in the game, Sheffield Wednesday decided to throw so many bodies forward. And so as a result of that, we hit them on the counter-attack with both barrels. Ben Watson intercepting it well in midfield, slipping through Igalo. And there he is then. He had one chalked off earlier on, but this time Moritz Leitner does run through, power home past the keeper, and that doubled our lead, and that was 2 goals within 5 minutes, and we were looking very, very strong. But you know, Sheffield Wednesday had a couple of chances here, there and everywhere. This one was a really, really good chance, but Gomez was on absolute fire. They whipped it in. I don't know why he didn't volley it himself. He laid it to his other strike partner, but again, a good save from Gomez. And then later on in the game, they were throwing the kitchen sink at us. A bicycle kick from there, but again, another great save from Gomez. And that is how it finished 2-0. A great away performance with a rotated side. Igalo stand out. Leitner played very, very well. And even Berghuis played fairly well, to be honest with you, coming in rotated with, you know, Iturbi and Ibarbo and Brandt as well, so he came in and played fairly well. Here's some more training then as well. Now that we've done it for a few weeks, they're actually starting to grow in each thing. Brandt had keep possession. Neves had 2-on-2 defending. I can't remember who that is in the middle, but he had beat your man. Leitner had beat your man. Aki had 1-on-2 defending, and Olari had headers and volleys. With Neves there picking up the A grade. He's getting his A star into fucking Oxford University for that one. As always, I'm always going to change. Always going to show you the training. On to the second game of the episode. Then we had our biggest test to date. We had Manchester City away. This is going to be an unbelievably tough game. Iturbi, Dini and Ibarbo up front, with Barami, Diamanti at cam, I think it was, with Capu, and then the normal defence comes in with Gomez. And as I said, you know, even though we've started well in the Premier League, playing teams like Man City away is going to be unbelievably tough. And so we were just going to try and defend as much as possible, hit them on the counter-attack and see what happened. But we got off to the worst start possible. After barely 5 minutes gone, it falls eventually to Fernandinho on the edge of the box, and he scores an absolute screamer past Gomez to give him the 1-0 lead. Pretty poor defending by me. I know I said that we were just trying to hang on and we were going to just counter-attack as much as possible. Boney then eventually laid it off to Fernandinho, and that had hit the back of the net before Gomez even knew what fucking day it was. So that was a little bit disappointing. And the problem in games like this is the fact that we just had nothing up front. It went from bad to worse for us. Just after the 30th minute then, Fernandinho laying it to Clichy, who then lays it to Aguero, and eventually it falls to Raheem Sterling, and it was a pretty much deja vu goal. Same goal that Fernandinho scored, Sterling pretty much scored from the edge of the box, this time with his left foot swerving past Gomez and clipping the post on the way through. But again, too much power. Gomez, you can't really blame him for that, but it was poor defending by me. They were just kind of just ticky-tackering it around us. Defence was all over the gaff. Midfield wasn't really fucking helping us at all, and a good finish from Sterling, I suppose. And that might have been his first goal of the season. But as I said, you know, in games like this, we had no outlet up front. We had to just kind of just defend, and we had nothing up front. It was really annoying. And, you know, Man City could have scored 4, 5 or 6 in this game, but it was a great performance from Gomez nonetheless. Again, this time it falls to Aguero after some poor defending and a fantastic save from Gomez to deny Aguero his goal. But as I said, you know, they could have scored 4 or 5 or 6 in this game. But as it happens, later on into the game, we actually found a bit of momentum. Iturbi whipped in the cross there. It came out to Capu. He got clattered by Nasri on the edge of the box, and it gave us an unbelievable opportunity from, you know, maybe 22 yards out, 22 yards exactly actually, to step up and whip this free kick over the wall. It was Jan Iturbi. He does step up and whips it over the wall off the underside of the crossbar to give us a lifeline, and that's all it was, an absolute lifeline, because we didn't deserve to score at all. We'd had no chances in this game, but what a wonderful free kick that is. And I'm really not that great at free kicks at all, and Iturbi's stats aren't fantastic. So that was a great free kick right in the top corner, off the underside of the bar. Joe Hart has absolutely no chance with that one. So that was with about just over 10 minutes to go, and as I said, that was just an absolute lifeline for us. But in the end, we couldn't capitalise on a bit more momentum and ended up getting the equaliser. So, you know, to lose 2-1 away at Man City isn't the end of the world. The stats there show that we had 6 shots, 3 on target with 40% of the ball. Those stats lie. We got absolutely dominated in that game. And as I said, you know, Watford lost their real life in 2-0 in real life, which wasn't a bad result actually. They didn't get battered. And for us to go there and actually score and only lose by 1 was a decent performance, to be honest with you. And we're not going to be expected to beat sides like Man City away and Chelsea away and Liverpool away as well. So if we can pick up goals like that, it will help us with the confidence and you know, progress us through this season. On to transfer deadline day then. You know, as I said in the previous episode, we're not going to be signing any more players personally until January, but I just thought I'd show you anyway. Oscar ended up at Atletico Madrid for 35.5 mil. Pjanic went to Arsenal for 36 mil, and Cavani, as you can see there, moved from PSG to Man United for £36 million as well. So quite a lot of money spent in the window. And this is another question I want to ask you guys. At the moment, we've got some international job offers coming in, and I'm going to reject most of them, but would you like me to take an international job as well as doing the Watford job? Maybe perhaps wait for a Belgium job or an England job or a Spain job or something like that? Please leave me down in the comments whether you want me to do that, because I've never done an international management job before in my life, so I would like to see how we get on with that. Anyway then, on to the third and final game of the episode, and we've got Swansea at home. This is going to be a tough game because we know how well Swansea can keep the ball. There's the league table then. We're sitting in 7th. We've had a good start to the season with 7 points, actually. Their only defeat coming at Man City. And as I said, this was going to be a tough game because Swansea, they like to pass it around. But this was one of the most boring games I've ever played. We had a couple of chances here. This was probably our best chance of the game. Ibaba going through, and I have no idea why he doesn't strike the goal. I thought it may have been a penalty, but, you know, he really should have done better with that one. And this was another fantastic opportunity we had just before half-time. But Hughes, you know, because he played so well against Sheffield Wednesday, we brought him back inside against Swansea, and again, probably should have scored there. But other than that, the chances were few and far between. These were the only chances that Swansea could create. They were only real half chances. You can see there Sigurdsson blasting that volley wide. They had a couple of chances here, there and everywhere, but we contained them fairly well. And as I said, it was one of the most boring games I've ever seen. Another chance from here from Sigurdsson, but again, that isn't really going to test Gomez. And the only real chance they had, which I thought it was in, was this one very, very late on. I don't know what Prodder was doing, but he whips it in, and Sigurdsson's there at the back stick, and I thought it was just going to flash into that far corner. But as it happens, again, a fairly boring game. But 0-0 at home to Swansea. Another point picked up. Another point onto the... so we've got 8 points so far after 5 games. That's decent. We've had a good start in the Premier League. Anyway, guys, that is pretty much it. If you have enjoyed the video, please drop it a thumbs up. If you're new around here, do not forget to subscribe. Please vote in the straw poll. You've got less than 24 hours left to vote. So if you haven't already, it takes 2 seconds and you could be the one that potentially could cast the vital vote in order to do the next career mode. Spurs career mode is going to be back next weekend, as well as the new one's going to be dropping next week sometime. Anyway, guys, I love you all. If you're new around here, do not forget to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter as well. The links out will be down in the description. And apart from that, I'll see you guys later on. Goodbye.